Anyway, so as I can tell by the title of this video, I'm gonna be giving a little more into what really happened. But let me say this. Hold on. Okay, boom. So first off, excuse my voice. I am still recovering from allergies, and as y'all know, which I'm noticing has become a trend when I'm like under a lot of physical exertion and I have a lot of energy taken out, like I'm exhausted, I lose my voice, as y'all can tell from the move. That was kind of exhausting, so my voice is kind of like in and out, but it's coming back. I am gonna be eating my fries because they're good, so that's just what it is. But we're gonna really get into it. So first things first, I'm back home, as y'all can see. I'm so happy to be back home. I know a lot of people were like probably wondering like what's going on. Let me take this. I'm gonna have to move this because I don't. Okay. So I know y'all probably been wondering like what in the world, like what are you gonna do, what's going on. So I am back home. I will be uploading a vlog in regards to the whole process of me moving out. That's gonna be uploaded this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. But I am back home, thankfully. Everything's moved in, as you can see. I have everything put up, so that's what it is. I am gonna go a little bit more in depth in regards to the whole situation that happened. I know that it was like a little 15-minute clip, so I really wanted to tap into and get a tea. Not even get a tea, but really like give the details in regards to like why we're here today. Okay, taking notes just to make sure I stay on key, stay on task, don't ramble. Because one thing about it, even though the girl, she know with her, everything that I'm saying on this video, I've said to her. I can't even say to her face because she was ducking me, but everything I said to y'all, I'm gonna say to y'all, I've said to her. I am not gonna be giving up her business in regards to her relationship, none of that, because at the end of the day, it's just anything I really want to tap into because I don't know nothing about that dysfunctionality. But I am gonna be giving an account of what happened and why we're here today and why I am ready to move on. Okay. I don't want nobody saying I ain't get nobody a chance. So let's get into it, yeah? Okay. Okay. Right before me and roommate moved in, we had decided that we were not going to let certain exes be in the group. I've already tapped into that, so I'm not gonna get too much into that. But we had already agreed certain exes weren't gonna be in the groups. They just couldn't chill. Bob and Bill could not come chill. You know what I mean? That was an agreement. She came up with it. I said, cool, whatever, girl. We would just decide no toxic exes in the group because we just don't want any bad, negative drama energy. You know what I mean? Mind you, my man at the time, not my man, I mean at the time, or my ex, I should say, we had never had a history of any type of violence. At the most, that was the one that I didn't know about, the baby. Y'all know about that. If not, tap into that on the last videos. Or story times. But me and I hadn't had a history of any type of violence. At the most, it was just that baby. I didn't know about that baby. And he knew better than to put his hands on me. That's all I'm going to say. So we had a little dinner before we left, like a little goodbye dinner where it was like her family, my family, whatever. At the dinner, you know, I was wondering why, and this is all going to make sense. At the dinner, low key, the mama was trying to figure out like what I was on, like relationship wise, like basically, which I understand. She was trying to figure out if I had a man back in Charlotte. And at the time, I'm looking at her like, no, because I'm not really understanding what she's getting at. Because I'm like, if I had a man, you would know. You know what I mean? And now I understand why she was asking. I know why the mama was asking. But because I'm the type of person, I'm not going to talk until it's time to. Easier said than done. It's easy to say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to be thinking about him. I'm not going to be thinking with that man. Nothing. Da-da-da-da, talk, do all that talk. Until you get there. Until you're maybe 30 minutes away. Or an hour away. So I knew better than to be doing all that talk. Roommate, on the other hand, was big talking. Like I said, she the one that set the standard of the exes can't be in the crib. Right? Right. Week one of us being there, I believe it was the first weekend. She was asking could Bill spend the night. I lied to you not. And I told her hell no. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I feel like that was God. Maybe not the hell part, but the no part. The hell part was my flesh. The no part was God, girl. Because what? You know what I mean? Like what? Huh? Not what? What? I understand we get weak. Like I understand as women, like you know, you go back. We're grown. But girl, it's weekend one. We haven't even settled in for real. So I already knew off then, from rip off then, okay, I know where this is about to go. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all, when I tell y'all I'm real calm about this, talking about this now, because I was heated, I'm real calm about this, talking about this now. But let me continue. Next week, after I had told her, hell no, all of a sudden he had an apartment. Matter of fact, he had applied for the apartment, been approved, and was in the process of moving in about 3 days. A 3-day time span. That's what she told me. So I say congratulations. And I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm dead serious because at the end of the day, I don't hate Mr. Bill. Bill ain't never did nothing to me. You know what I mean? I don't have no issue. So I'm like, good for him. You know, I'm happy any man get his own credit. You know what I'm saying? She's all like, yeah, but sigh. I'm like, sigh what? I'm like, what? She's like, it's just, and she began discussing some insecurities within a relationship. Again, I'm not getting into that because that is none of my business. Again, I stay out of that. But she expressed to me that she was feeling a little discouraged or, I don't know. I really can't even. She was feeling away because she didn't like the fact that the man was going to have his own crib. I don't know. She tried to kick it to me like she was going to feel away about him having access to his own crib. And then I'm going to leave the rest to y'all because I'm not about to put the business out. Because I stayed out of that. The weekend of my car accident, y'all. And let me take a pause. Weekend of my accident, I'm trying to go home. I'm on the way home. By this time, I'm not telling her nothing. I'm not telling her I'm going home because I already know you weak. I'm already knowing you going to have that man over this crib as soon as I leave. I'm not slow. Whether she knows that, I don't know. But I'm not slow. So I leave, don't tell her nothing, don't tell her I'm going to come back. And everything happens for a reason because then unfortunately, my mother ended up getting a car accident. And at this point, I really can't tell her nothing. Like, even if I was to go home and get settled and be like, all right, girl, hey, I'm at home. At this point, I couldn't because everything was so all over the place. I really couldn't tell her my next move. She ends up getting upset with the fact that I wasn't letting her know where I was, what time I was going to get home. She claims that she called the police. Don't even know if this is true. She claims she called the police. Police told her have somebody else call the phone because maybe y'all just not speaking. Maybe y'all just not cool. She's just not answering your calls. So mind you, I'm driving back home because this is the day after the car accident. Now mind you, I did text her and let her know, girl, I'm safe. I'm good to go. Like, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm safe. But I'm not telling her whether I'm staying where I'm at or not. I'm not telling her whether I'm on the way home or not. I want her to think I'm on the way home. I could walk in at that crib anytime because don't have that man laid up in there with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I just tell her, like, I'm safe, like, I'm settled. Boom. I'll let you know when I know. You know, that type thing. Next morning, I'm on the way home. I get a phone call. And I don't answer the phone first time because I don't recognize the number. It's a 704 number. At the time, like, I'm new to 704, so I'm like, that can't be for me. So then, calls again, I answer the phone. They go, oh, this Bill. I said, who? Because don't know Bill have my number. You know, I don't even, who? He said, this Bill. Your roommate. I'm with your, no, this is what he says. I'm with your roommate. If my roommate's up, she's in her house in the bed. So if you telling me you with my roommate, that means you telling me you in her bed, in my crib. Our crib, but my crib that I'm paying for. You understand what I'm saying? Which when we agree, you're not supposed to be there. But we're going to get into that too, y'all, because I don't even think he knew. We're going to get into that. I'm thinking, so you in there frying eggs and cracking your toes. When I told this girl before, if I find out this man is in this crib chilling, I'm leaving. All hell is going to break loose. I said that verbatim. Once I knew she started dealing with him, I said, hey, girl, are y'all planning on getting back together? She says, no, we're dating, whatever. Left out of that, because that's weird. I don't know how you, yeah. So I go, okay, girl, because if you had told me anything else, I'll take my name off that lease. And I was dead serious. I wasn't joking. She knew that. Serious. I wasn't joking. She knew that. So at that point, he called my phone, and at this point, I'm pissed. So I get off the phone. I'm like, all right, cool, thank you, bye. He like, yeah, I just want to check and make you straight. Nigga, get off my phone. I'm not even cool with you. Get off my phone. Text her, because that's the one I got the issue. I'm not about to address him. I'm about to address her. I text her and say, don't have that nigga text my phone again. That set her off. You don't got to worry about getting another call from. I ain't asked you to call in the first place. I wanted you to stop calling, to be honest. So, mind you, I'm going through all of with the car accident. And that's what she's calling me mad about. When I even call, that's what she's upset about. At this time, he had no apartment. Keep that in mind, y'all. This is before I believe this is before she claimed he got his own spot. Because we had talked after the car accident. She claimed like she wanted to start sharing location, whatever. Got back cool. Again, the girl talks a lot, not much action. So we eventually end up falling out, like officially just cutting it. Because mind you, she had kind of like, we had fallen off, I'll say, when she started, as soon as she like moved down there. Like maybe week 1, she stays maybe 2 weeks. Then after that, she was just gone. Like she wasn't even at the crib for her. She was packing bags and going, like staying with him wherever he was at. The apartment, y'all. The apartment. That's what I'm thinking of. And that's no problem with me. I'm like, girl, do your thing. Like, my only thing was just pay the rent and he can't be in here. That was it. I don't care about y'all being back together. Girl, that's your right. You're grown. Who am I, girl? So that was my thing. You just can't have that man in the crib. We agreed to that. I can't have mine. You can't have yours. Once we fell out, which was behind, I can't even remember. Really, honestly, if I'm going to keep it a buck 50 with y'all, I really think it was behind. We got down there. I stood on business. She didn't. She started. When we got down here, I stood on business and she didn't. Now, who cares? Honestly, like it is what it is. But that really came out her mouth. Like she ended up saying, like, I understand the reason why we not cool right now is because I didn't stand up. Like literally, I have the messages to prove, but who cares? Long story short, the girl started to get entitled. Girl was using my router for work. Thought I intentionally unplugged the router so she can like. It was just so like. And it's one of those things like, what is wrong with you? Like, I can't even explain this because it was getting to a point I'm like, what is wrong with you for real? Like, what is wrong with you? Regardless if I did unplug it on purpose, didn't, it was mine. And then second, she hadn't been home in days. So I had plugged it based off, I'm not using it. Nobody's, you know what I mean? You ain't here, so nobody's using it. And then 3, we really weren't even cool. So what was we even talking about? Like, we weren't even cool. Like, anyway, so that's when I really started noticing like the entitlement side because she never did nothing, didn't give nothing, didn't pay for a U-Haul. When I bought that $400 U-Haul, she didn't give a dime, not even a piece of gas. So it was just getting to a point where it was like, girl, the entitlement is insane. So I think it was like after the router situation, I was to the point I was like, you know what, girl? She had said something like, when you're ready to have a mature conversation like adults, let me know. I don't even want to talk. I don't want to be your friend. That's just what I told her. I said, you're not really the friend I want. I said verbatim that. She didn't like that at all. That set her off. At that point, she was like, if you feel like I'm a bad friend and this, and the third, and da-da-da-da. I said, I ain't even said that. Them weren't even my words. I just said, you're not the type of friend that I want. Now you put words in my mouth, baby. The person we had the renter's insurance through, I wanted to get some car insurance through, so I actually seen the information. She gets smart with that. Long story short, this is really when I was like, sealed the deal, girl. I'm done talking to you. We're never being friends again. Go ahead. She brings up sometimes, yeah, because I know you do have friend trauma, so let me watch what I say. Is it my turn? Because if we want to start talking about each other's trauma, baby girl, we could do that. And I promise you, once I start giving it up to you, you're not going to want to talk no more. And I'm going to just say that on that. Once I decided I washed my hands of her, I'm like, let's just keep this roommate the room up. Yeah, pay your end of the rent. I'll let you know when it's time to pay. Because mind you, I had all that information. I had to log in. It was to the point all the girl had to do was send me her half of the rent and keep the man out the house. Those were the only 2 rules, y'all. I swear. And you see where I'm at. At that point, I'm like, she all sisterhood. This girl, go to hell. We're not talking about none of that. I'm done talking to you. She was getting to the point she was being petty to the point she took the leash, took the dog leash. She would leave the dog at the house for days. Took the dog leash to where I couldn't walk the dog, so then I would have to clean the dog's pee and the poop. And of course, I would text her about it, and then she would be like, "Oh, let me send a leash. Go to hell. I'm leaving the dog here. I'm leaving the dog here. What are you talking about? I'm leaving. We're not accommodating nothing. It was stuff like that. It was to the point it was getting so petty. The insurance she had gotten for us, the renter's insurance she had set up for us, ended up getting canceled because apparently it was in her name and something with the credit. They were canceling us because they did a credit check. Yeah, y'all. It was to the point where she was late on the rent. I had asked specifically, I'm like, girl, rent is due what, first, second? Let's go ahead and just send the money to me to 29th. Send your half to me to 29th. I'll go ahead and pay that to 29th. We could be done with it. Wash our hands of it as the first. We'll know we'll be straight. was late with that. It was just ridiculous, y'all. Like, it was crazy. When I look back on it, I'm like, how did I not beat her in? The thing is, I was communicating with her, letting her know everything. She wouldn't text back. I would let her know, like, hey, girl, because she would send me money through Cash App. She would have to send her rent through Cash App because she ain't no bank account. And, of course, y'all know Cash App taxes. So she would be sending the money and be $40 short on the rent. $40 short here, $40, you know what I mean? And I would tell her numerous times, you know that tax coming out. Literally handled everything down to the bed she slept in. To the point when we weren't even cool. She don't have a bank account, so again, she needs to send me the money and needed me to go to the ATM and pull the money out for her. We weren't even cool at the time. But I'm at this point, I'm like, I don't want you sleeping in my bed no more. Because when she got there, she had no bed to sleep in. She was sleeping in mine. This one. So I said, let me go ahead and get her to bed. And it was a Sunday, so she tried me on the holy day, on the Sabbath, where she knew I couldn't be too trifling. So I went ahead and did with that, but we weren't even cool then. Like, literally, like, y'all, that's what I'm saying. I already know God is going to bless me based off of how I handle this. Because the average person, the average good person would have got to the point, y'all, I was trying to explain to her. I'm like, girl, listen, bump what we got going on. Just do your part as the roommate. Make sure you maintain you a safe haven. You know what I mean? Make sure you got somewhere to go. Because it's been left for the past 4 years. You've been up and down all around the world in the past, but let's just make sure you straight here. She gets to the point she's telling me, well, just why don't you worry about yourself for once? Y'all, it was all of that. Mind you, none of this I will say was to my face. So I can't say I can only, what I'm reenacting is how I would give it up. I don't know how she's giving it up. Because she never said it to my face. It was very much over the text. The thumbs were mighty, mighty strong. That's all I seen. And, and she was like, just worry about yourself for once. And I'm like, well, girl, if I had to worry about myself, you wouldn't be here. If I had to worry about myself, I would have came and shot about myself when I wanted to. If I had to worry about myself, you wouldn't have been here. If I had to worry about myself, you wouldn't have been there. You all neither. If I had to worry about myself, your stuff would have been left in Hopewell. But we're going to let that go. Again, so late on the rent, go talk to her. By the time she was late on the rent, I went to go talk to the leasing people. Because I said, at this point, this girl will leave me high and dry for this man. If the man say, come moving with me, she gone. She don't care about no rent. The man tells me we both 100% responsible. So 100% responsible. I'm 100% responsible for the lease. She 100% responsible. So if she leave me hanging, I'm still going to have to come up with that rent. And at the most, if I have to cover it, I'm going to have to take it to court. And it's vice versa for her. So at that point, I said, oh, well, thank you for the clarity. Because now I know how to move. At this point, I just got to get my pawns and pieces in place to go ahead and play chess with this hell. That's all I was thinking. And she oblivious because she all in cuckoo land. She's not even thinking about me. She's all up the other man's, she's all up Bill's butt. She's not even thinking about y'all. So at this point, I'm like, let me get the pieces together, play chess with this bitch. Okay? The weekend of the 22nd, so Friday, I'm sleeping in March, y'all. And I'm fast forwarding because, again, storage is running low. And who really cares? After I speak on this, I'm washing my hands at this end. So by March 22nd, Friday, I'm laying in my bed cooling, and it's about 9 o'clock at night. I turn over, and you just wake up in the night to turn over, and I hear a man go, "You ready?" And I know that ain't Jesus. You know what I mean? Going, who in the world is in the house? You know what I mean? Who was in my crib? I'm going, who's in my crib? It's that man. So I go, if I get out the bed, I don't know how I'm going to act if I go in that living room and I see him in there. I might spaz out, and I don't want to do that. I don't trust myself. So I'm going to stay in this bed, but I'm going to let this hoe know. Get him up out of here. So I go, and wait for a noise. I hear that dog feet pad up out of that crib. Him and hers as well. The dog, him and her, get up out that door in about a minute, if that. Less than a minute. So I said, okay, maybe he just came in to grab her things and go, because she would pack a suit. The next day, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the bed. I hear her come in, and a girl come in, and a guy come in, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, like, it's your right, like, girl, it's your crib. Stuff like that, I don't care about. I'm not sure about who you have in the crib at nighttime. Like, do your thing. Just can't be that man. I hear another man's voice. It's that man. They're in there chilling, listening to music, kick back, cooling. And I keep my calm. I keep my cool. You want to know why? Because there's 2 other people in there that probably don't have a clue of what's going on. If I walk on there and act a fool, they're going to think I'm the cuckoo one. So I'm going to stay in here again. And then my thing was, if These people leave and her and him think they about to stay up here and cool it, then I'm act a fool then. Because company gone. The people left. Let me say this. They left. They at the door. I can picture them in my head. They like, all right, y'all. Trying to paint a picture like this is their crib. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I already know how she's trying to give it up. I'm not dumb. I know the type she is. So they trying to kick it like this is their crib. See y'all. See you next weekend. Not happening. About 15 minutes later, they get up out of there too. So they know this ain't. They know. She know. Let me say that she know. We ain't doing that for right now. Y'all know the weekend before the 31st. That's Sunday. I'm in the crib. I just leave from church and I'm just cooling. She comes in there and it just so happens to be when I go in the kitchen, she's going in the kitchen. You know, like she's coming in and I'm going to the kitchen to the sink. So we both meet in the living room, long story short. I put my sink in the bowl. I almost forget the girl lived there because I hear her fidgeting at the door. And I'm like, oh, I think somebody tried to break in, forgetting she lived there because that's how much she not there. So I have to continue to sit in the living room and go put what I need to put away. She come in, hijack to the bed, hijack to the bedroom. And at this point, I'm like, I mean, I know we're not cool, but I ain't tell the girl I'm beefing with her. Like, that's usually how people act when we're beefing. Like, but we're not, we ain't on that type of time. So I go to my room, but for some reason, something tells me, leave the door open. I never leave my door open. Just period. When she there or not there, I never leave. I just close my door every time. Sometimes I leave the door open. Maybe 5 minutes after that, I'm listening to For Your Glory, watching my service live at Ramp. Right? And that man walks in. I hear the door open. And it's a man. And it's Bill. The Bill that ain't allowed to come chill. It's Bill. But yo, when I tell you he's walking in so humble, and this is how I'm going to draw it all in. When I see the man walk in, he doesn't walk in as if it's somebody that knows they're not supposed to be somewhere. You know how some people, you walk in, you'll be like, or like you see the person and go, because I don't think he's seen me, but I seen him. I say that. I seen him. So, and I look over, like, I notice ain't a man walking in, and it's him. So he walks in, like, close the door and goes to her room. Like, he's comfortable. That was it. When I tell y'all this is the most calm version I'm giving it up as, because it really was intense. At that moment, I get up on my crib. I close my laptop. I slam that door so hard, the blinds on the window start. I can hear them shaking from the outside. You know they can hit up and get doo, doo. Right. Slam that door. I call my mama. I said, Mom, I'm thinking. My mama is with. I'm like, do I want to go back in there? Grab pots and pans and bust them both sides, bust her side the head? Do I want to break her stuff? Like, what do I want to do to let her know this is not okay? Because we're playing with boundaries. Because mind y'all, I forgot a major piece. Oh, we're gonna get attacked. So I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go home. Because in my head, the last thought that came to my head before I made the decision was, this is only the beginning. He gonna be in this crib, cracking his toes, eating eggs. At that point, I'm like, and when I say I'm going home, I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I'm not living with this girl. I'm about to figure out the earliest I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I mean? Like, period. So I text her. I'm like, since boundaries have been crossed. Matter of fact, I'll read the messages because I like to be specific. That's what I let her know. I said, I'm moving out as of April 1st. You're on your own since boundaries can't be respected. She responded verbatim. The moment you disrespected me, boundaries and having your way went out the window. Let me make sure this mic is on. 1 second. Yeah. So again, she stated, the moment you disrespected me, boundaries and having your way went out the window. As long as your name is no longer on the lease, and by all means, if not, be ready for court. Have a nice life. So first of all, you trying to tell me because I don't want to be because I cut you off. That's what I'm reading here. And again, I'm gonna get more into that because then she proceeds to say, I made agreements with my sister Jo, who no longer exists. You set the tone for boundaries to be crossed once you dismissed me and all that we went through to get here. What did you go through to get here? What did you go through? You just sat along for the ride. What did you go through? Then I'm like, that's not how you trying to tell me because I don't want to be cool with you no more because based off of how you moving, you about to tell me that's no longer applicable? That boundary no longer applies, and you think I'm gonna stay here and live with you? Because at this point, I'm like, I can stay here and live with you, but it ain't gonna be fun for you. Cause I'm like, every time he come through the door with you, I'm busting you upside your head. That's what cause you're playing with my safety. That's what's going on in my head, y'all. You gotta remember, I've had my own domestic violence type of situation. I done dealt with the police. You know what I'm saying? I did that. I'm not doing that behind a nigga that ain't even mine. And my thing is, when a nigga try to kill you for real, you don't play them type of game. That's how I know your nigga ain't really trying to kill you for real. So at this point, I'm like, now you didn't trigger me. So now all bets is off. If all boundaries is crossed, we no longer doing that. All bets is off. I'm breaking your stuff. I'm throwing your dog cage outside. I'm flushing your dog food down the toilet. I'm breaking all them little pieces of glasses you think you got in there. You ain't got but 3 glasses in the cupboards. I'm gonna break all of them. I'm breaking everything in there. That's what I'm on. If boundaries is crossed, we fighting every time you walk through the door. And I'm not gonna sneak you or nothing. Square up, give me my 30. Every time that man crossed the threshold with you, square up and give me my 30. That's what it was gonna be. It won't gonna be fun for her. So that's why I said I gotta go home for the both of us. Cause I'm gonna be real with y'all. And I told my mama this. I said, girl, I don't care how much you had told me to come home. Had I known my credit, had my credit already been hit like her, I wouldn't have came home for nothing. We would have just been down there in Charlotte, and all hell would have been breaking loose back to back to back to back every weekend. Wouldn't have been fun for nobody, but well, it might have been fun for me. Eventually, I would have started enjoying it. It wouldn't have been fun. Then people would have been calling me a bully. No, so that's why I really got up out of there. It was for the sake of her. Because if my credit had been hit, if I knew my credit was gonna be hit, I wouldn't have went nowhere. I'm staying here, and I bet you, if you gonna have that man in here, you gonna. I hope it's worth it every time. Because you don't know what you gonna see every time you walk through the door. That's the type of time I'm on. Because now you playing with safety. I don't like that at all. So at that point, it was like I'm done talking to you. I'm gonna get up out of here. Her. She was just saying stuff like, because when she was like, "Let's go to court," I'm like, "Girl, let's go." Have a situation where I could tell people the story so they can see how crazy it sounds. She like, it's only crazy to you. I'm like, yeah, your mind really gone. I'm done talking to you. She like, I'm not uprooting my life because you're in a mood. In my head, I'm like, it's not a mood, and I'm like, you used to uproot your life. That is your life. But like I said, y'all, bump everything she was saying. What really took the cake, what really made me be like, I'm out of here, is when she said boundaries no longer applicable. She was basically saying like boundaries no longer apply. So now you liable. I'm thinking you liable to do anything, especially since I ain't cool with you, ho. Like you don't say no stupid stuff. That's how I know you. I don't know where she from. So then I went ahead, emailed the leasing agents already. That's what I'm saying. One thing about it, I was staying two steps ahead. I had the pawns already where they need to be. The pieces already lying, ready to move. Had already told the lease people what was going on. Told them I'm probably going to move out because boo whoop, they be on police call. All the ooh, I ain't got time for it. I'm out. She talking about boundaries and all this. Nah. So let me know how much the court stuff gonna be. I'll see. Let me know how much the stuff is, buyouts, all that. Let me know. Leasing agent real sweet with me. She telling me everything. She like, you can do this. These are your options. You can do this. Whole time she like, if you would like, you can just transfer out. So basically, transfer out is just like pay whatever I owe them for the month and then go move to another unit. She was like, because we'll just run your credit. Mind you, we got the apartment on my credit, y'all, because Shorty did not have the credit to get it because she got other leave that on. I might not say that, but Shorty's credit did not make her really eligible to be really mine's really pulled through for us, and we paid a big deposit, that too. So I had already contacted them about me leaving and why. I had talked to the girl on the phone. Like I said, she was giving me all the options. It was basically like my roommate either found somebody to cover me, replace me so they could release me, or she be able to release me, or I could buy out, or we could buy out. All those options, none of them will be applicable to my roommate because she doesn't have the funds to buy out. She cannot be released because she wouldn't be able to handle it credit wise on her own if they're gonna do a credit check. And then nobody's really just walking around looking for somewhere to live. You know what I mean? Like people already kind of are established. But I tried to be gracious with her, but yeah, it was right. Whole time she texting me, thinking like she got the one up. The whole time I had already put the folks on. By the time she contacted, literally the leasing agent told me the only thing she doesn't know is that you contacted us first. But everything she knows that we're talking to you, this, then, the third. She just doesn't know you contacted us first. That told me all I need to know. Oh, Showtime. Once she start realizing like the options, once the lady emailed her like the options, and we wait for her to make a move, she talking about. And I text her. I'm like, so what you want to do? Do I need to stay to sign the paperwork? Like, are you got somebody to cover me? Release? Like, can you hold it down by yourself? What's up? She's so oop, she's so out of her mind, and so is this hair in my foot. She's so out of her mind. She gonna say, just pay the rent for March. Just pay for the rent for March. What she say? Just pay the rent for March, and I'll handle the rest afterwards. Is your mind that gone? We've already paid for the month of March. If anything, I would pay you for the month of April, and I'm not gonna be here in April. I literally told her that. What did I move in with for real? So then, those were the options. Like I said, none of them were applicable to her. I was waiting for her to hear from the leasing agent in regard to how they wanted to handle me. I didn't care about nothing in regards to what she had going on. Like I said, I could have stayed transferred based off my credit. Like it would have been whatever. But I just decided to come home because I don't even want to be. I don't even want to be in the same apartment complex with her. And then it was just more convenient going home. I can get my own. Like yo, my family's here, my hoes are here, my future husband's probably here, my church is here. Like it just. I mean, Charlotte was great. I would go back and do it. I'd probably go back out there and like to live. You know what I mean? Like I would see that. Like I would see maybe living in Richmond for a year on my own, and then maybe moving back out there if I'm not married by then. You know what I mean? And like settling down, buying a house out there type vibes. I could definitely see that. But as far as living on my own by myself, I can do it in Richmond here, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give myself about 2 months. My mama want me to give myself 6, but I'm gonna give myself about 2 months to get a little spot in the city. A nice on the third floor. You feel what I'm saying? One bed. I'm not even opposed to a studio because I'm all about the aesthetic. Like long as it's somewhere where it's peaceful, it's my space, and it's not no bull coming with it. I'm happy, literally, because I did learn I can live on my own. Like, and I did that in college, but it's different. Like I'm responsible with the growth. Like I really was doing everything on my own anyway when I was living with old girl. She won't do nothing but just barely paying the rent. So it was like I realized I was so proud of myself. Like I wouldn't regret it. I would do it all over again. No cap. It happens for a reason. Like literally, like everything happens for me leaving her ass out there. That's happening for a reason. That's happening for a reason. Whatever the lesson is or whatever's gonna come of that, need to come of it. However, it come of it. I don't give a damn. I'm just taking my time and I'm gonna do what I want. Like I'm gonna just take my time to tour places. Like really just give myself time to heal. Cause I am like not even traumatized. I'm just very angry. Like it's still a little bit of anger that's there in a sense of I do want to put my hands on a girl. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really do hope she's staying in North Carolina. That's not a threat. I'm just saying like I prefer she stay in North Carolina because I'm still angry. And if I was to see her, I can't say that I wouldn't want to hit her. Am I gonna hit her? I don't know. But I'm just saying where I'm at right now. Again, it's gonna take time for me to heal, but in that process, I'm gonna be stacking my bread up, as y'all know. Um, Looking at spots, touring different spots. I already have looked at spots online. I got a top 4 already that I just really need to just call and go start looking at. So I'm just trying to take my time, but I'm just not allowing any more leeches, no toxic energy, no manipulative energy in my life. Like it's clipped. When I tell you it's clipped, it's clipped. I literally find it ironic how back in 2018, I thought women were literally God's gift to earth, to mankind. And now I don't even know. Like I literally thought women could take over the world, and now I want no parts of it. Like I'm to the point I don't even want to be in a prayer circle with you. I don't, because it's just like motives, intentions. Like I'm just so big on protecting my space, and like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I do think that she started off with the pure intentions. I think it started off like I came back home. I had graduated. She was home. She really wasn't on nothing for real. Like she had just left the boy for the fourth time, so it was like she really won't on nothing for real. So it was like when I'm like I'm moving to Charlotte, she's like, bet, let's do that. And I do think the intentions were pure. I think she started off like, yes, girl, like we're gonna take the city over everything we had said. But I think there was a switch that happened. And when that switch happened, she didn't keep it a buck 50 with me and let me know. Instead, she just did a defense, started lying, being manipulative, being nasty, getting entitled. And that's what we here with right now. It ain't because the girl went back to the man. I don't care about that. It was because her boundaries were crossed. Like, it just respect was just completely out the window, thrown out the window. And I'm just glad I maintained my peace and then go off in there because I wanted to, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I really did. I wanted to break stuff. I wanted to break her. I wanted to break do whatever I needed to do so she would get the point to stop playing with me. And that's when I said, when she said something about the boundaries, I'm like, oh, bad. And I realized, oh, I can be on that type time too. I said, girl, I gotta go. Because we're going to be on no, it ain't going to go well. So stay tuned for the new healing, for my healing journey, for my like new life. I am super duper excited. Like when I came back to this city, I was happy to be home. So I am happy to be here. I'm excited I feel like my new life is really going to be like begin. Like the best part of my life is just about to start. Like I just had to learn that lesson, go through that last little whatever test to finally be on the brink of like the best part of my life. That's how I feel. So it feels fresh. It feels new. It feels good. So I'm excited. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please comment. I love it when y'all comment and tell me, give me feedback about the videos, story times, all that. So peace. Love.
I said, okay,